Welcome, night owls and romance chasers, to a brand new episode here on Whispers of Turkish Stars, your steady guide through the dazzling and turbulent universe of Turkish celebrity life. If your pulse quickens at the mere mention of love, secrecy, and fateful twists, you've tuned into the right place. Today we're opening a chapter that could have been penned in an old-fashioned diary, yet burns with the heat and confusion of the present moment. Before we peel back the layers surrounding two of the most talked about names of the season, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell so you never miss a single breath from the Bosphorus, and consider joining our inner circle. Your joint support keeps our storytelling bold and our content more exclusive for the family that gathers here. A like is a small tap for you and a lifeline for us, and your comments are the heartbeat that keeps this community alive. Settle in, because what we're about to reveal has the emotional ink of a confession no one meant to share. Dear friends of Whispers of Turkish Stars, picture a secret kept where only your most private thoughts should live, a message written not with a sterile tap on a phone, but with a pen that scratches the page, a page holding the scent of the one who touched it. That is the kind of secret we must confront today. A letter, yes, an actual, handwritten letter, has left the sanctuary of privacy and landed squarely under the harsh lights of public curiosity. And at the center of this whirlwind stand two figures you know and follow with intensity, the magnetic Barış Baktas and the luminous Yağmur Yüksel. In the last day, the internet swelled into a fever after an anonymous account uploaded a blurred photograph of a single sheet of paper crammed with determined cursive, crowned at the bottom with what appeared to be Barış's unmistakable signature. Fans and insiders initially rolled their eyes. Was it a hoax? Some cheap bait stitched together for clicks? But truth has a way of crawling out of the shadows. Within minutes, the most meticulous corners of the fandom went to work, pulling up old notes, past dedications, candid shots of scripts scrawled in the margins. They zoomed in, cross-checked curves and slants, and rendered a verdict many believed and few dared to deny: the letter was real. Not a line read from a teleprompter, not a melodramatic prop. It was a living document of emotion, laid bare against its author's wishes. The words, readers say, carry a hush of both ache and hope. One line, now echoing through timelines like a bell, declares a promise as tender as it is daring, that he wants to share the years when hair turns silver and breath grows soft, and to do it with her by his side. Another passage breathes like a winter confession. From the moment she stepped into his life, the road no longer felt like a solo path. Cold seasons could keep marching as they always do, if only he could find warmth within her arms. Not the kind of posture we usually expect from Barış, who's typically poised and measured, but a portrait of a man disarmed by love. And how did Yağmur respond when she realized a country's worth of eyes had grazed across what was never meant for them? She chose directness without cruelty. With a short, clear Instagram story, she said more by refusing to flinch. There are certain words meant to remain between two people, and yet, since the wave was already crashing, yes, the writing belonged to him. And yes, he handed her that letter in a crucial moment of their journey. She stated she had nothing to hide. Her calm honesty softened the tone of the conversation, turning what was edging toward voyeurism into something more reflective, even protective. Still, the questions won't stop circling. Why wasn't the letter safeguarded? Have they been navigating a rough patch that left small windows open? Those who claim to be close to the couple, choosing to stay unnamed, say the letter is not new, it dates back more than half a year. They describe a brief separation that never quite made the headlines. During that hush in the relationship, Barış set aside grand productions and took up quiet ink, trying to rebuild trust sentence by sentence. One line people keep quoting peers into the core of the attempt: he wasn't asking her to return merely out of longing, he was asking because, with her, he felt himself becoming a man he could respect in the mirror. The rumor mill insists that particular turn of phrase triggered tears the first time she read it. Where the story gets darker is the mystery of how something so private slipped into anonymous hands. Theories multiply like shadows at sunset. Some say a hurried move and a misplaced box are to blame. Others whisper of theft, a deliberate leak by someone inside the circle who knew exactly what this would cost. The boldest murmurs even point at a former friend with whom fences were never mended, hinting at payback served cold. Nothing is confirmed. Suspicion floats like smoke you can't breathe away. What no one can deny is the impact. The exposure has drawn a fissure that neither can pretend is not there. Some outlets claim they've taken a few days to step back and think. Other hints suggest those long-delayed conversations, the ones couples avoid until the world forces them, are now finally happening, face-to-face and without filters. A source who knows Yağmur's family described her as wounded, but not furious, and emphasized that her public statement was only the thinnest layer of what she truly feels. As for Barış, the word people keep returning to was violated. A confidant, tired but protective, summarized it this way: he never meant those words to be paraded, they were the most personal thing he could offer, and seeing them sliced into captions and memes was like being undressed in front of a crowd. He doesn't write for engagement, he writes for her. In the days since, he's kept amongst silence, steering clear of social platforms as if they were the source of the sting itself. The team around him put out a single, tight statement. Everything that needed to be said lives in the letter, and emotions don't have to plead their case in the marketplace. But as you know, the appetite of audiences and media isn't easily satisfied. When it seemed the noise might taper off, a second gust of wind blew through the fire, a new page surfaced. On it, a vow both humble and fearless: if granted another try, he couldn't promise perfection, only the daily discipline of trying to make her smile. And then, the line that ignited 1,000 replies: he had never loved with such clean honesty as he loved her. Yağmur named directly. The reaction was instant. Feeds blazed. Commenters split between those who defended the right to privacy and those who felt invited to interpret every comma. Through all of it, Yağmur did not add even a syllable. She stayed quiet, and in that silence many heard the loudest sound: contemplation. Then came the photographs. Paparazzi staked out a building where, according to the whispers, Yağmur has been staying. They caught images of Barış leaving, shoulders tight, gaze fixed somewhere far beyond the lenses, hunting for a flinch. Some read the posture as a sign of finality, as if something fragile had snapped. Others saw a man drained by the weight of a script he never agreed to perform. And yet the future refuses to be pinned down. Both are expected to attend a high-profile charity wedding gala soon. Will they walk in together, maybe not as lovers, but as two professionals faithful to their craft and their causes? Or will they arrive separately and let the camera flashes serve as a curtain between two chapters? A reconciliation scene under chandeliers? Or a dignified goodbye that keeps the sweetest part of the story off stage? People who have followed Barış for years remember a past interview when he was asked if he believed in second chances. His answer, simple yet stubborn, hovered somewhere between hope and resolve: storms don't ruin love that knows how to forgive, they teach it how to stand. Tonight, the question lingering in every corner of the fan world is whether those words were a philosophy or a prophecy. What's beyond dispute is that this letter, born in the most private corner of Barış Baktaz's heart, has thrown open a new chapter in the ongoing saga of Barış and Yağmur Yüksel. A chapter crowded by camera flashes and debate, but also lined with reflection and the possibility of either rebuilding stronger walls or closing the door softly, for good. And so I turn to you, friends of Whispers of Turkish Stars: what would you do in their place? Could you forgive a violation this deep if love felt that true? Which Turkish star couple should we spotlight next in our investigations? Your voice guides this channel more than you know. If this story stirred anything in you, please leave a like. Remember to subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars and ring the bell so you're first to hear the truths behind the headlines. And if you want to help us dig deeper and deliver richer storytelling, the join button is there with exclusive perks crafted just for our devoted listeners. The air is charged, the road ahead unclear, but love in all its complicated, painful, dazzling forms remains our central character. We've reached the end of today's emotional journey. Barış and Yağmur's story reminds us how thin the veil is between public lives and private hearts, and how once a word is set down on paper, it can step away from its author and take on a life of its own. We'll be back in the next video with fresh news, hidden corridors, and sudden revelations from the land where crescent moons hang over restless seas. Until then, take care and keep listening for the whispers.